everyone. Happy Sunday. Thanks for joining me. So today I'm here to talk to you about your abs, core body work, and why abs are made in the kitchen and not the gym. But really what I'm here to talk to you about is inflammation. Because you can do all the ab workouts, all the crunches, all the whatever you want in the world, but if you are still eating foods that your body is reacting to and causing inflammation in the gut, no amount of crunches or sit-ups or any ab workout will get rid of the inflammation that's being induced by your diet. So just as the saying goes, abs are made in the kitchen and not the gym. So there are times where people will say, I really want to get abs. I really want to have have really defined abdomen. I just want you to understand the muscle is already there. So what's on top of it? Maybe you are trying to get rid of inflammation, get rid of some body fat, or just basically tone up the muscle. But I want you to understand that the muscle is already there. You're not creating something that you don't already innately have. So with the concept of belly fat or bloating or abs, I want you to understand that there are things called food sensitivities, and everybody's food sensitivity is different, and that is why when you are trying to follow a diet, whether it's for health or for fitness, not every person is going to have the same result with that one diet. There are basic principles that can be spread across general populations because we're all built as human beings with the same anatomy and physiology. But when it comes to individualized health, we all have our own individualized food sensitivities because not everyone is necessarily reacting to the same foods in the same way. So what happens is when you eat a food that you're sensitive to, your body basically reacts and says, whoa, it doesn't accept it as friendly, and it creates inflammation. The immune system is actually creating inflammation as a response to the food that you're eating. So for example, it's not always something that you would think of as being bad. So one of my food sensitivities is actually chickpea. Like, they really get me. I can't have chickpeas, I can't have potatoes, and then of course the normal dairy, gluten, and sugar. But I know someone who has a food sensitivity to kale. I know someone who has a food sensitivity to apple. I know someone who has a food sensitivity to salmon. So it's not always what you would expect. It's not always just the gluten or just the bread or just the cheese, although these are very common ones. So when we spike an immune system response creating inflammation, our antibodies get spiked, and there's an antibody that can induce inflammation in the body in general. So this can be generalized inflammation, and that you can get joint pain, you can get fatigue, you can get brain fog. These are all things you could be living with that you may not even realize are happening because of your diet, because we become so accustomed to what we are eating. Hey Ashley, Elizabeth, thanks for joining. If we feel like this is just our norm, we may not actually realize that we have the ability to function at a higher capacity. So the first time I ever went through the elimination diet to find out what my food sensitivities were, I had no idea that I was dealing with brain fog. I was a great student. I was able to concentrate. I felt like I got my stuff done. I really wasn't experiencing a big problem until I actually went through the process and found out what my food sensitivities were, eliminated them from my diet, and I was like, oh my gosh, I felt like I had so much energy. I felt like I was concentrating better. I was able to not have the bloating that I was having that I thought was just my body or just belly fat. That it wasn't. It was actually just inflammation in the gut. So the benefits of avoiding our food sensitivities and decreasing our inflammation are vast. Everyone's response can be different, but a very common one is with the bloating, and I want you to understand that if you have hit a plateau in your weight loss, if you're trying to reach a goal that you just can't reach, if you're doing all the workouts in the world that you keep trying to target those abs, or you're trying to lose that weight or whatever your goal is, but you feel like you're not getting to where you need to be, I want you to highly consider the possibility that inflammation in your body is playing a role, and I want you to try to understand that food sensitivities could be behind the whole thing. So if you want more support with this, I have my free private food sensitivity support group. It's totally free to join. You can leave me a yes in the comments if you'd like to join. I'll send you the link. And I also have my free online food sensitivity course to help you get through the process of the elimination diet. And of course, I also do this with my patients one-on-one in private practice. I really feel like a one-woman army when it comes to this because it has changed my life, especially postpartum. Staying away from my food sensitivities, I really believe was one of the main reasons that I was able to not just feel better in my body after having my son, but had more energy, felt great, wasn't as tired, which is so important, especially after you have a child, right? So it really changed my life, and it continues to change my life even years after going through my pregnancy and postpartum experience. So whatever the issue is, if it's simply even just for the bloating or for the ab thing, I know that's a very common one and is fine. But so I usually turn this down. I didn't even think my ringer's usually never even on. I actually have turned off most of my notifications on my phone. I only get messages. I don't get like the emails and the Facebook and all that. I turned off all my notifications on my phone because it was just the ding, 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 ding. It was too distracting. And I find my stress levels really went down actually. And that's the other thing that food sensitivities and inflammation can also impact. It's not just body, it's mind. Research has also been linked to mood and food sensitivity. So many things. If you want to join the group, give me a yes in the comments. And at the end of this month, I'm so pumped. My book, Eat Your Way Sexy, is hitting the market. And I am going to be doing something super special for all of you in the Health Made Simple community when that hits the market. So stay tuned. Thanks for joining me. My name is Dr. Nadia Rizzo, naturopathic doctor, and this is Health Made Simple.